Power. It's something we all want, need, really. No, not the kind of power that gives you influence and sway. We're talking about the power that keeps those lights shining and all the miniature mechanisms of our electronic devices working.
It was 1883 when a group of Georgia residents would decide to form an electric company. Aptly called the Georgia Electric Light Company of Atlanta, it soon put the Peach State on the path to modern living. Fast forward 132 years, not to mention thousands of miles of transmission lines later, and Georgia Power, as it's known today, still keeps the region roaring into the 21st century. With a diversified energy mix that includes coal, nuclear, and natural gas, millions of residents can take solace in the knowledge that when they flip that switch, no matter the hour, the power they need will be there.
Paul Bowers is one person that wields great power, and like the words from a popular Marvel comic book storyline, with great power comes great responsibility, as you'll see in today's Executive Profiles.
So I understand you were quite the high school athlete. Well, football specifically, true?
I held my own.
What position did you play?
I played center. I played quarterback and ended up breaking my hand and had to go to center, and then I got moved to linebacker as well.
Wow. Did you play basketball also?
No, played baseball.
So baseball and football were your two sports?
That was it.
Interesting. So talk to me about Coach Carl Madison.
Carl Madison was a Hall of Fame coach. He is a Hall of Fame coach. He was about 5'4", tough as nails, and really got the most out of every player.
And he was a big inspiration to you, wasn't he?
He was. His aspect of work hard, get the most out of it, but also be something more than just an athlete. Give back, be involved in some of the activities around the school. So he kind of instilled that in all the players early on.
So you go to the University of West Florida?
Well, I had a football scholarship. So I actually played college football in Mississippi and then got injured in a game and had to come back and finish up my career in college at University of West Florida.
And did you have any clues to what you were going to do at West Florida?
I really did have a focus on going into law school, but I met a young lady, and that became ultimately my wife, and my goal then became graduate and get a job.
So love conquered all.
It did.
And you get out of school, and...
Well, and when I graduated with my bachelor's, I started on a master's degree. And when we started pursuing that, my wife had become a teacher within the school system in Escambia County. And before I knew it, she came home one day and said, "Surprise, you better get a job." So I had to go get a job. And our first child was on the way.
That's some job you got. You were in marketing for Gulf Power?
That's exactly right. So the first opportunity is going into the marketing organization. And then Gulf Power endeavored, after I was there 10 months, endeavored into a national platform for helping other utilities to get into marketing and energy efficiency and things like that. And I got pulled into that role, like I said, after 10 months.
35 years.
That's right.
13 different jobs.
That's right.
Talk about the road to success for you, would you?
The opportunities that were afforded me really was in Gulf Power at an early age. I got to become a director, and we had a great organization from there. And then I got the call in 1990 to consider going to New York or going to Georgia Power. New York was our investor relations office, to be the vice president up there, and then had the opportunity to come to Georgia. So in 1990 came to Georgia. 2007, I got David Ratcliffe, the chairman, called me and said, "Hey, I want you and Tom Fanning to swap jobs. You go to CFO and Tom goes to the operations job." So that's history.
Talk about the part where you go home and tell your wife we're moving again. How do you do that?
Well,
I couldn't do it one time. I don't know how you do it 13 times.
Well, the first move was probably the most difficult because you have family and friends,
right,
people you grew up with, and that move is always the most difficult. Moving to Atlanta was the greatest thing for our family. Our children saw the possibility in terms of broadening their horizon. The move to England was a board meeting of the Bowers family. It was everybody coming in, we were having dinner, and you have the right to veto any aspect of us moving or not. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to become a CEO of a utility in England, but I was willing to say, hey, I'm fine if we need to stay here. And they all voted to go because they saw the potential of being global.
You're deeply passionate and very active in the community with regard to education. Give us a 30-second download on where your passion and conviction are with regard to the next generation of children.
It is critical. My passion came way back when we started looking at recruiting people within the business. You know, I always say I want people that are willing to shine the red triangle within Georgia Power and making sure that there are capable, talented folks that can go in even at the beginning steps within the company. Unfortunately, we have 400 to 600 jobs open every year. We're out in the market all the time. We get thousands of resumes and applications, but some can't even pass the basic employment screening test. And that's when I said, I got to get active within Georgia. So we've got involved with Learning Power. We've hired 11 teachers to get back in the classrooms to really show the red triangle in the classroom on STEM curriculums. Got involved in the Atlanta Public School System, working through the processes of steadying the ship and looking at what's going to be the future of APS.
How do you connect the education piece with the state of Georgia from a business point of view?
Economic well-being. If we're going to grow and continue to prosper as a state, we've got to have that as a basic platform.
What do you want your legacy to be when this is all said and done?
People always want to know what a legacy is all about, right? And it's not about the titles. It's not about anything else or the recognition or the awards or any of that. It's about the people you leave behind. And to me, the biggest compliment I can have is that we left a team of people that are prepared to move our business to the next level, and that they are engaged and they're giving back to the community, and they have this passion for what we do.
In its 4 years of operation, Learning Power has engaged nearly 275,000 students in 11,000 classrooms statewide. Early next year, Paul Bowers will be inducted into the Junior Achievement Atlanta Business Hall of Fame. The organization recognizes individuals for their business and civic leadership. Next, Patrick Crosby looks at the numbers behind in-state enrollment at Georgia colleges and universities, and he discovers what kind of dollars and cents we're talking about when it comes to venture capital investment. Stay tuned.